Hey, this is James Duddleson, your host of Dad at 65. Either you're seeing me by streaming me, or you're listening to one of the podcasts on one of our many platforms, which are out there, which you should know because you probably listen to on them now. Listen to them on them now. I'm trying to learn how to talk fast, and so people understand me, and it just doesn't work. You know, I saw this info commercial, and the guy was talking so fast. I said, I could do that. I could do infomercials. I guess I can't. Well, welcome to the show, Dad at 65. What? My new book? Oh, yeah, it's right here. You got it? Unlocking the Secrets to Successful Parenting. Have you bought it? You haven't? Oh, you have. I'm sorry. I missed that hand up there saying they bought it. Right now, you can get it on Amazon, iBooks, Barnes & Noble. Incredible book. If you're thinking about becoming a parent, you need the book. If you are a parent, you need the book. And if you're not a parent, you definitely need this book, especially if you don't want to be a parent. Whatever. Did I put it upside down? Well, if you're listening on a podcast, you wouldn't know that I'm putting this stuff upside down. It really doesn't matter. Well, we have a great show today. And how do I know that it's great? I got notes right here, and it says, we are having a great show. See? I wouldn't make this stuff up. All right, enough of that. We got to talk about what we're going to be talking about on our show today. And since I am so prepared with all my notes and all the stuff all around me, you know, looking what I got to do, I have no idea what the show's about. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call our producer, Ana Clavell. I'm going to beep her in right now, if I can get it. Doesn't seem to be working. Little technical difficulties.
Jim?
Hey, there you are.
Really, I gotten into the habit of calling me. What's going on? You're supposed to be recording.
I know, but I'm having a little problem today. You know, I didn't sleep well last night, you know, because I haven't been feeling well.
Oh, that's right. And what happened? Did you go to the doctor?
Don't even bring up doctors. Have you gone to a doctor lately? It's the most incredible, embarrassing experience of my life. First of all, let's say you got a 10 o'clock appointment. You know it's 11 o'clock or 11:30. I mean, it's like, why do they book you at 10 o'clock? Just say, come in at 11:30. And when you go in there, there's like 20 other people waiting to see the same doctor. Okay. Then you got to fill out forms. I filled out the forms last time I was here. Well, we've updated our forms. How can you update the forms? You know the insurance. What a birthday's going to change? Fine. Okay. So you fill out these stupid forms. And then you get that big call. Your name's called Mr. Duddleson. And you get to go into another waiting room and you get to sit there. Then about 5-8 minutes later, a nurse comes in with this a board. Oh, let me get it. A board like this, okay? And, you know, taking notes. Okay, what's your blood pressure? How do I know? That's why I'm at the doctor's office. Take the blood pressure. And I'm going to tell you, this is true. The questions they asked me, okay, the first question was, how much do you weigh? Weigh me. I said 360 pounds. She wrote 360 pounds. And your height? I said 7'2". She writes 7'2". Now, the next question, I swear to you, she asked me, where do your parents live? And I said, could you give me a minute to call the cemetery? I don't know exactly where they're buried. These are the questions they asked me. Is that ridiculous? Is that ridiculous? Okay. Then you finally see the doctor, and the doctor goes, hi, and he pulls out the chart to know your name. You've only seen this guy 30 times because he built your insurance. And it's the most ridiculous thing. Sets you up for tests, which you can do in the office. And this is, we want you to come back so we can give you the results. Well, I've already waited an hour and a half. Why can't I wait another hour and a half and get the results? Why do I have to come back? I mean, it's unfreaking believable. Don't even get me started on doctors. By the way, thank you for asking. Everything is fine.
Good. I made a note about not asking you about doctors again. Definitely not live here on air. Okay, so let me ask you, why did you call me?
Oh, I called you because the heating in my house is not working. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I wonder if you can come over and fix it now.
I can give you a number. I can give you a number. Somebody can come and help you with that.
But no, that's the reason why I'm wearing a hat. It's, people think, oh, Nevada, it's so hot all the time. It's not. Today is very cold. So
it is.
I need
very
a hat.
cold.
The heat's not working. So and I can't just wait because we're moving to a real studio.
Yes.
Which is going to be so exciting, which is trying to get people to do construction in this town is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I think it should be done by season 14. No, the reason why I called you is because I'm really not prepared today. And why should this show be different than any other show?
James Doddleson.
What's the topic today?
The topic today is based on your own book. Remember, you give me all the maybe stage fright because you gave me the topic and the notes and everything. I got it right here. So your topic that you chose was setting up a routine and sticking to it.
That's chapter 2 in my book.
That's correct.
And this is one of the most important things when you're dealing with children at any age. You know, at 3 years old to 10 years old to 15 years old. As long as they live in your household, you got to set up routines and schedules. I'm one of those people who always have gone by schedule. You know, I get up at a certain time, I eat breakfast at a certain time, I go to work at a certain time, I take my nap at a certain time. And the same thing should be for your child. When do you wake them up? Now, every child's going to be different and every schedule can be modified. Even though in the book I give you, a 6:30, a 7:30, 8:30, everything can be modified. I'll tell you the schedule I have for Aaron. As you all know, Aaron is our co-host who's not here today, not yet at least. His schedule is Monday morning. I wake him up he starts school at 8 o'clock. I have to get him to school at 8 o'clock. I wake him up at 6 o'clock. And the reason why I wake him at 6 o'clock, it takes him about 8 to 10 minutes to get up. And the reason why I get him up a little extra early is so we could study for what's coming on for the day, make sure he did his homework, which was given to him on Friday. And if he has any tests, any review work, we have that extra time to go over in the morning. So I like to have him finish breakfast at 6:45. We do our review work. At 7:15, we get in the car, we go to school. His school is about 15 minutes away, which gives us a half hour to be alone. Father and son talk, plus because there's no TV, there's no interruptions. So we could talk. We talk about what's going on in school today, about just about life, which is very important. So that's always a good scheduling time to talk to your children, especially when you're away from your home, because it's really hard with the TV on. You've got other kids. It's very difficult. So this is our time away. Our scheduling is I drop him off at 8 o'clock. He goes in. He knows, like I have a schedule. I pick him up at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, he knows to come out. I'm in the car line. I'm always the first one there. That's why I get there a half hour early because that's my schedule. He gets in the car. First thing we do is we talk about his day. He really doesn't want to talk about his day, but we talk about his day. We get home. He's got his snack. He knows his snack is going to be at 3:30. 3:45, he knows we're going to work on his homework. Got to get the homework done. Then I give him a break after he does his homework, and then we study. He has a sheet that most schools give out. We know the test is going to be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we prepare for each exam. For example, if he's got a test if this is Monday, he's got a test on Tuesday, we start reviewing the Tuesday test. Then we look at Wednesday's schedule, do a little Wednesday, a little Thursday, a little Friday for the test. Then we go back to the immediate tests, which would be on Tuesday. Then I give him a break. I cook him dinner. This is because his mother's not home. His mother's working, and I have no job. All I do is sit in front of a microphone and talk about kids and write books on kids. And then he's got a schedule for eating dinner. And after dinner, we go back to studying again. Very important, more studying, because you've got to let him know this is a routine, and you can deviate a little bit. For example, some nights he's got karate, so that's going to change the schedule a little bit. And when the spring comes, he's going to have soccer. So every schedule gets modification, but he has to know there is a schedule. Now on the weekends, it's free time. I let him enjoy the weekend. He gets to use his computer. He gets to use his iPhone, which he doesn't get during the week, and his iPad. This is his reward for following all the schedule during the week. The weekend is his. I mean, also the scheduling is time that we spend together. We'll go to the park together. We used to go to stores together, but we don't go to stores anymore. There's nothing he wants because, he just goes on Amazon and buys it himself. He's got my credit card. He's a smart kid. Till I see the bills, I go, what is this?
What? You're letting him shop at Amazon already? That's scary.
Yeah, he's really good at it. He's really good at it. And Apple, because he buys his Roblox.
Oh, okay.
If he keeps his schedule, he does everything as chores. He gets to buy, I think it's $800 a week, which is $499 a week or $999 a week. That's his allowance. And he enjoys that. But that's the important with scheduling. It's like an adult. You have to set up schedules. I mean, you have a schedule?
Do I have a schedule? I have lists and lists nestled inside other lists of things that need to happen every day. I gotta ask you though, listening to, and obviously I was there when you were penning out and researching chapter 2. But let me ask you, when he comes back to Monday, right? And how does he transition again into the regular weekly schedule after a weekend of free for all? How does he handle that?
It's very tough. It's very tough. But he knows he knows the schedule. And I also deviate from the schedule. For example, if it's Tuesday and he's got an exam on Wednesday and he really knows all the work. Instead of getting up at 6-ish, I give an extra 30 minutes to sleep. And he knows that. So that's another incentive for him to get an extra half hour of sleep by knowing the work the night before. So on that Tuesday morning, am I getting my days right? Tuesday, how many days are in a week? 7? 5 days of school? I don't know. It's confusing.
Yeah, but still 7.
It's still 7. Because today with the new math, they change things. It could be 8 days a week. That's a Beatles song.
That's
right?
a Beatles song.
Yeah.
You can't sing it. Don't sing it. We don't have the rights.
I sing really well. Well, let's not get into that. You're sure I can't sing it, right?
I'm very sure. Don't sing it. No,
okay.
No. We don't have money for that.
Okay. So that's how we set up our routine. And it's important for him later in life to have a schedule. I think that's why I have my schedule in life, because that's the way I was brought up. I had a schedule. I had to get up at this time, do this, do. I have no idea what to do was, but I did it. My parents said, here's $5. Go to the corner and buy yourself a Coca-Cola. I don't know.
Coca-Cola.
But that was my regiment. That was my schedule.
Yeah. I have a question for you though. Right?
Oh, and I got an answer for you.
I hope so, because obviously the research that you did for the book is amazing. It's really good.
Thank you.
We also looked. I remember when you sent me out to find out a little bit more information here and there. There's some opposing views to this type of scheduling for kids, in which they say that a job well done should be its own reward, as opposed to have to buy them out with the Roblox or the extra 30 minutes. And how do you feel about that? I mean, is this something?
That's a reward. That's for doing a great job. You got to reward your child. I mean, I could say, hey, pat him on the back, say, good job. No, I want to show more than that. I mean, I don't buy him the Roblox every day. It's once a week, and that's for doing the job.
Yeah, but let me ask you, hang on, because I love this conversation, but I got to play the devil's advocate here. I mean, you got me started now. Okay, suppose that you grow up on the reward system, right? Like you've described. But when you get older, you get your first job and you do your job the way it's supposed to be, but you don't get a reward. The reward is you don't get fired, right? So, but maybe
that's your reward, not getting fired.
Yeah,
but also your reward is.
What about in the immediate? Hang on. What about the immediate gratification that comes from a reward? The Pavlov's dog effect. In which you are conditioned to expect something when you see something. How do you cope with what about failure? What about with failure? How do you cope with failure as an adult if you've come out of that type of reward system? Just throwing ideas out there to you. I mean, what do you think?
You don't do failure. Your reward is by getting a raise or getting a better job or people noticing you at your job. I remember when I first one of my first jobs was I worked for my father, and I worked in sales, and I traveled, and he would say to me, "You go out, have a great time on the road. If you don't come back with business, don't bother coming back." And I made sure I did my job and I had a good time as long as I did my job. And that, I finally, worked for my father. Then I left my father, started my own companies. And that was the key to my success is when I was working for my dad, who had a schedule set up for me. He set up the schedule for all the sales guys. We all had schedules, what we had to do and goals, what we had to do.
Yeah.
And that was important. And I think that was the best thing from my older children also.
The
I
thing is a
mean,
discipline. The discipline of a structure of a schedule is what is beneficial. Maybe it's more important in the end than the actual reward because if you have that structure, you can really kind of get over anything because you have the discipline to do it, perhaps.
well, when Aaron gets his exams back on Friday and he's so excited that he studied and he got a good grade. I mean, when he comes in the car, he says, "Daddy," and he shows me the test results, a 98, a 99. I always say to him, "Why couldn't you get 120?" But that's for another chapter in the book.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, that's important. That's his reward. And he is so excited when he gets good grades. And it makes me feel good that I helped him, but it's really him doing it.
Yeah.
And it's all on the schedule.
How does he feel after he's worked really hard at a subject, but he doesn't do really well at the exam? I mean, how does he cope with it?
He blames me. And he takes away my Roblox. I'm in punishment. I lose my TV. He's very upset. He says, "Dad, I don't understand it. I studied." I said, "Sometimes things happen." I said, "To me, the most important thing to me is you tried. You did your best. And I can't ask for anything more than that." I remember when I was a kid, I was never a great student. And my father had an incentive for me. He said for every A, he'd give me $15. $15. For every B, he'd give me $10. For every C, he would give me $5. My father never had to pay off. So the incentive didn't work. I was never a good student. I think, the problem also was, there was 4 kids,
Yeah.
so we were all really on our own to do our homework, but we had our schedule, we came home from school, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, it's not just studying, you got to retain it. And that's
Yeah.
redundancy. And I think that's very important about redundancy. So he knows it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Until he gets it right. What was that old saying? The more you learn, the more you know, the more you know, the more you forget, the more you forget, the less you know. So it's better to know nothing. I'm sorry. That was my philosophy. Yeah. So why learn if I'm going to forget it?
I'm sorry, but you do bring on a point. There's a point in our lives in which everything we've learned becomes unlearned. Or if we undergo a very difficult moment in our lives, our memory kind of like gets us out of our routines. That's another thing, this last couple of years, schedulings and agendas and lists, they meant nothing after a few weeks into 2020. They were out of the window. You really, I mean, all of the plans that you had made came to a full standstill.
I know.
So I think I personally can see the value of returning to routines and schedules, particularly for children, as I've observed, and as when I help with all this research, is that it creates a sense of trustability in their own abilities. I don't know if that word exists, but I'm going to throw it out there, right? You start trusting your ability to overcome or to complete tasks and chores. And perhaps completion of the task or the chore is as a feel-good reward as even the reward that you might get, whether it's the Coca-Cola or the Roblox. Completing the task, like having an A on an exam, is the reward, regardless of
Well,
what you give them, right?
like he loves Legos and he loves to build things. I mean, he builds some most incredible stuff, and I just say, what a great job, which it is. And he doesn't get a reward for that. He doesn't expect it. He's happy. He says, "You really like it, Dad?" I said, "It's terrific. It is terrific." And
That's very
so
telling. Yeah.
it's not always rewards, with the Roblox. Basically, that's a
Hmm.
schedule, and that's how he earns his allowance by
Yeah.
following his schedule, his work. Um, but I mean, I don't think you should always just give the kids, hey, buy, buy,
Yeah.
buy, buy, buy. No, no.
Yeah.
And
You.
he enjoys it, and the kids enjoy
Yeah.
this schedule. They know what they're supposed to do.
Exactly. And you know what? In your episode with back in the season one that you tackled allowance, it was very interesting and very telling how important the findings have been, that truly to just give children everything, you're probably setting them up for a sense on unrealistic expectations in life about everything will be coming my way. I'll always be number one, and then life gives them lemons, and then they haven't learned how to do lemonade or make lemonade out
Well,
of them, right?
I think the best example is when I was growing up. I My brother was on the show. We talked about civil rivalry, and I grew up in the Midwest, Iowa, Michigan, Illinois, and my parents did okay. My mother was a stay-at-home mom, um, and my father worked very hard, became very successful. We moved to New York, to a affluent community. We were surprised that we lived in this big house because we always shared a bedroom. We still shared a bedroom. And all the kids that I met, because I moved there when I was to New York in Long Island, about when I was 12. So I was just moving into this community of an affluent society, which I didn't come from. And all the kids would talk about their fathers. I'm running my father's business when I graduated college. And there was really no big incentive, because this one's going to run this company. This is going to run this company. This is going to run this company. I'm going to take on my father. Well, what happened was, when they graduated school and 10 years later, a lot of the fathers, the companies went out of business. They didn't have that job to go to, which they thought they were going to do. And I'll say I could name about 15 of my friends who thought they were going to be running their parents' business, and there was no business.
That's
Lucky I had no
tough.
business. I had no business at all. So go into my father's business at the time.
Yeah.
So I had to
You
make it on my own.
Yeah, you didn't have that expectation. That is true. You had to
Yeah.
make your own way from get go. But then again, I don't think at that point. I had the great privilege of meeting your dad, Stanley. That nepotism in that respect was not really his bag of tricks. I mean, he did expect work to come back from everybody around him,
Oh yeah.
including his kids. So yeah, so even at that older age, it was very interesting to see the dynamic that work and work done properly. It's like that needs to be the main reward, right? And then you keep your job.
Yeah, I remember once when I first started working for my dad. He was in a meeting. He calls me in, and I called him Stan. I never call him Dad. And he got mad at something that I did. He started yelling, and the guy turns to me, who was in a meeting with my dad. He said, "Hey kid, if I was you, I'd quit. I wouldn't take that from anybody." And I says, "Well, I'll take it from my dad, because that's how I learned." And I walked out of the office. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. And
But
that was
yeah,
important. And my father
yeah,
wasn't yelling just to, he was,
yeah,
he was a little more vocal in his conversation
yeah.
than most
A
people.
little bit loud,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe.
Which
Yeah,
I became also,
yeah.
you know.
It's interesting how you actually notice in yourself this evolution in you in parenting, which you bring through in your blogs, and you're bringing definitely in your book, coming from some people might define as highly strong and explosive or loud. You actually have let this very stable inner voice, very sensible and sensitive to your kids, come through and become your guiding force when it comes to talking to them. and really helping them learn the lessons of life. I think
You
in
know,
that respect, that's the beauty of your book as well. I love that second
well,
chapter though, because you put so much into creating those agendas. They're
well,
really good.
I was with you. If you're streaming this, you can see this. I won this. You're a terrific dad. Um, I won this at the 99-cent store. Yeah. By paying 99 cents, you can win it too. You're a
Is
terrific
it
dad.
is it
And if
chipped
my
at the
son had
bottom?
99 cents, he would have bought it for me. So I had to
Yes,
buy it myself.
he would have. Of course, he would
He
have.
would have.
You know why? Because you cannot get any Roblox with 99 cents anyway. So he would have
Exactly.
just given you
Exactly.
the money.
It's
Uh,
not 99 cents anymore. It's $1.29.
it's a dollar fifty.
$1.99. Well, I don't know. It's a $3.99.
$1.50. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That's
can't
that's
buy my
hey.
wine there anymore. It's over at 99 cents.
There's no wine at that store. What are you talking about? What kind of store are you going to?
They have wine.
No, they do not.
They got it in that little cardboard thing. I thought it was wine.
No, I don't think they have
No.
an alcohol license. Mm-mm.
What was I
Maybe
been drinking? What am I drinking?
Welch, sparkling Welch.
I don't know. I don't know. But it's pretty good.
And so this topic is my favorite topic in the book. Actually, no, I like all the topics, but this one is really good because you go so deep into understanding the structure, not only of the kid, but I think you also dedicate a lot of thinking to the parent, because not everybody has the flexibility perhaps that you have as a dad to take time off work and do certain things to create that structure. So I like that you give options there in that chapter for parents to follow and kind of tweak their own schedule for the kids and themselves, because as a parent you have to be part of that schedule. You have
Well,
to.
nothing's. Well, I say what I said in the book. Nothing's set in stone. I mean, you got to be flexible with every schedule. But the thing is, your kids have to know a routine, a scheduled routine. They have to know. I mean, it may vary from week to week because of tests, sporting events, or whatever. But the routine schedule is very important. It's not just for the child now, but for later in life.
So, James, are you ready to bring in our guest today for this episode?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. So, I'll catch you later then.
Talk to you later. Thank you. Hi, I'm back. This is James Duddleson, and as you can see, there's no Aaron sitting behind me. You can see his microphone, but Aaron's not there. While he was gone, we were waiting for him. I took a shower, changed a little bit, looked better. No? Okay, whatever. So this is the importance of scheduling. I didn't read the schedule for Aaron today. Today is Saturday. We have a schedule all during the week. What we have to do, time to get up, time to go to sleep, time to study, his soccer, his coding classes, everything's on a schedule. But I forgot today was Saturday, and we're shooting the show today on Saturday, and Saturday's the free day. And I didn't check the schedule. So today, he's got coding, he's got karate, he's got soccer, and he has a birthday party. So Aaron is not going to be here, but we have his microphone right there. So now you know the importance of scheduling. And once you have a schedule, the important thing is also read the schedule so you know. So I'm sorry. Aaron will be here on our next episode because I'm going to make sure I read the schedule. Remember, you can email me at james@dad@65, james@at65.com, or you can go to our website, www.dad65.com. We have our ebooks, we've got our blogs, a lot of useful or useless, a lot of information. Also, you can read more about my new book, Unlocking the Secrets to Successful Parenting, available on Amazon, available on iBooks, Barnes & Noble, or wherever good and bad books are sold. Read it. Let me know what you think of it. Okay, until next time, this is James Donaldson from Dad at 65 saying, have a great day. Later.